Hi, I'm Gloria.
Hello, my name is Maria.
Hi, I'm Lisa Enciso.
Hello, I'm Jonathan.
The Avengers is about superheroes who must learn how to come together and fight as a team in order to stop Loki and his alien army from destroying the world and all humanity. When Nick Fury finds himself in need of a team to help save the world from disaster, he begins recruiting Tony Stark, Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. They are then brought together to help stop Loki, who happens to be Thor's adopted brother, from destroying the world.
There are 5 concepts that can be discussed to demonstrate the ways the Avengers worked. First are types and groups. The Avengers movie released in 2012 has a concept of team rather than just a group. The book Communication for a Lifetime defines team as a coordinated group of people, organized to work together to achieve a specific common goal. This team sounds like secondary group, which is also defined as a group formed to achieve a specific task or goal. The Avengers team is well coordinated, with each member participating in different areas based on their skills. Their ideas and procedures are clearly developed, their goal is the same, and the method of collaboration from each member is well thought of. As a group, the Avengers are categorized as secondary group, which means it is a group formed to accomplish a specific task or goal. This is found in the film when Fury, director of the agency S.H.I.E.L.D., recruits Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, to work with Black Widow and Hydra. Their main goal is to protect the world from being destroyed. Next, there are problem-solving techniques and strategies. The Avengers use reflective thinking defined in the book as a problem-solving process based on the scientific method. They use 5 steps: identify problem, analyze a problem, generate solutions, select the best solution, and take action. First, the Avengers identify the problem by using questions to minimize the problem and clarify it. For example, they ask who wants a Tesseract. The Tesseract is a powerful source of energy that can open a portal. So they ask who can get harmed if it falls into the wrong hands. Then the second step they take is to analyze the problem. They take into consideration a lot of reliable information that will help them establish a solution. The third step the team take is when they create a solution. They use a brainstorming technique where all members share their ideas freely. Fourth step is when they choose the best solution. In the film, the approaches they take to lead them to make the best choice is when they all reach consensus. And a consensus is when all members take a solution that all groups and teams members can accept. After they have agreed or reached consensus, the best step is to take action. The Avengers ultimately take action almost at the end of the film. They are able to get the Tesseract back and close the portal that was open in order to save the world.
Another technique used was enhancing group leadership. Nick Fury is an authoritarian leader who brings the Avengers together, making one superhero powerhouse. Fury would give directive to the Avengers, although it may not have always been received well. It seems that throughout the story, the Avengers had a difficult time relating to each other and working for the good of the whole rather than the good of themselves. They often fought battles of their own on their own. This was until Captain America stepped up and into a democratic leadership role. He used a situational approach in leading each member into specific points of leadership when their special skills were needed. He could be referred to as a communication hub that worked with and between Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and Thor. When there were disputes between characters, Captain America would often act as a mediator, and soon they would begin to realize the purpose of working as a team. With the guidance of Captain America, the Avengers transformed from a chaotic mess to a dynamic team of superheroes.
Next, we can discuss dynamics of groups and teams within the Avengers. Groups and teams are dynamic. Their structure changes. The study of group dynamics includes a discussion of roles, norms, status, power, and cohesiveness of groups. Just as we work in a group for a project, they do the same in a movie, and each person has to do their part in order for the movie to be completed. Each team, no matter what kind of team it is, has these phases when working through the dynamics of groups and teams.
There are several examples of the phases of group development in the Avengers. First would be orientation. Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., has been discovering and recruiting superhumans throughout time. A problem forms for Nick Fury, and he has to create a team to be able to recuperate from this problem. Nick Fury introduces the Avengers to each other, which all have played their roles in respective films. At this phase, the Avengers, including Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, and Captain America, meet. The Avengers are hesitant and don't quite trust each other, but they need to retrieve the Tesseract from Loki, who is Thor's brother. The second phase is conflict. After forming and wanting to come together to retrieve the Tesseract, tension builds up between the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. when they realize S.H.I.E.L.D. wants to have the Tesseract to be able to assemble very powerful weapons that could cause mass destruction. This results in the Avengers arguing and what they are truly doing. Bruce Banner, the Hulk, says in the movie, quote, "What are we, a team? No, we're a time bomb," unquote. It's apparent that the Avengers are not comfortable with working together and all have a bit of an ego and want to do things their way. Third is the emergence phase. At this phase of group development, the Avengers realize that they could work together with each other of their gifts and powers to be better after the death of their good friend Agent Coulson. This is where the Avengers really bound together for a common goal to take out Loki and Chitauri, who invaded New York City. They recognize each other's skills and how, if they synergize around each other, they can be great. This is when they all rally behind Captain America as they look to battle. Lastly would be the reinforcement phase. The Avengers take advantage of their strengths and make progress to one common goal on taking down Loki and Chitauri. The ways they work together to fight off the army made it seem like they've been working together for a long time. Each skill from the Avengers is displayed in this phase. Iron Man and Captain America start to apply everyone's strengths and gets everyone to work together in a proficient way. After the Avengers take down Loki and Chitauri, they celebrate with one another. They make it very clear that they are with Nick Fury if needed. They ultimately finish their mission by having the Tesseract and it being destroyed. They also punish Loki for the crimes that he has committed. Nick Fury knows that he can rely on the Avengers in the future.
Next, let's talk about what type of communication concepts are present in the Avengers movie. There are two interpersonal communication concepts that we can focus on. First, let's discuss relationship of circumstance, which is a relationship that forms situationally simply because one life overlaps with another in some way. In the Avengers, the relationship that I see that fits the description of a relationship of circumstance is the relationship between Iron Man and Captain America. Because although Captain America has been alive for many years, him being recruited into the Avengers only means he will have to communicate with Iron Man, and the two of them simply don't see eye to eye most of the time. Although they both have the same goal, they both have very different views, and them putting their differences aside is what is needed for them to save all of humanity. The way Iron Man and Captain America interact with each other is in some sort of sarcastic way, like you can feel the tension between them as they interact. We can also discuss relationship of choice, which is a relationship that is sought out and intentionally developed. In the movie, the relationship that I see fits the description as the relationship of choice is a relationship between Hawkeye and Nick Fury, because Hawkeye chooses to work for Fury, and it seems as if Fury trusts Hawkeye. Hawkeye shows he can be trusted by doing as he is asked, like breaking into the Avengers Initiative database to discuss the candidates, and later he is asked to stand guard over the Tesseract. But before getting there, to stand guard, he does a background check on all the scientists working for S.H.I.E.L.D. And he is eventually asked to stay at the facility to watch over the experiments that were taking place on the Tesseract. Nick Fury and Hawkeye interact as if they are working together and as a team. If something happens, one notifies the other. They get along very well and their communication is great.
Finally, as you can see throughout the Avengers movie, we can identify and put into context the communication concepts we have learned about this semester. Over the course of our speech class, we have been taught many ways of communicating. One very important aspect of this is learning how to work and communicate within a group. In the movie The Avengers, we can locate and analyze several concepts and strategies illustrated. As we've discussed, through these skills, the Avengers were able to come together as a group to save the world.